Welcome back to my channel. My name is Isabella Phillips, and if you want more information about what I do, if you like more videos on my channel, go ahead and click that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Today I'm going to be explaining a little bit more about what I do as a witch, as a psychic, and as an advisor. First off, again, my name is Isabella. I've been doing this my entire life, and I would have to say, pretty damn good at what I do. I like helping people. I like working with energy. I like working with vibrations. I like communicating with spirit guides and guardian angels. Witchcraft is something that I feel a lot of people have a very negative outlook on. And I think that most people tend to think that witchcraft is also something that's very evil. Let's face it, I'm not evil. I think the typical outlook for most people is that, witches, again, fly on brooms, are covered in green, and have a wart on their face. Now, although we all have the occasional bad day, that's not me. I tend to help people with relationship issues. I am someone who likes to focus on love matters. I am a romantic at heart, and I think it is a beautiful thing when people find their soulmates, but also find a way to overcome their obstacles. If you've ever been in a relationship whatsoever, which I'm sure most of you have, unless you're very, very afraid of commitment, I feel like it is very difficult to make your way out of a complicated situation without completely destroying the relationship. Most people tend to go through a lot of issues, and issues can vary between commitment problems, communication issues, and negative influences, fears, doubts, insecurities, all types of things. I actually find that a lot of people's childhood trauma tend to kind of bleed into their relationship issues. So what most people will find is that they may have some abandonment issues growing up. Their parents may have split up, and they were closer to one more than the other, and depending on sometimes gender, sometimes just again, the situation. People tend to carry that with them in their adult life. And that's a little bit more information than you need to know on this video, but what that can do is it can cause a lot of conflict when you are in your adult life starting a, really romantic and loving situation with another person. The whole idea of a relationship and love in general is to connect, and when you're in a relationship and you're having a hard time staying connected, usually there is some type of blockage or barrier that is stopping people from being able to really overcome that next step or that next level in the relationship. What I do as a person in this field, and again, I am a witch, I am a spellcaster, I do spells on a daily basis. I'm also a psychic, so I do readings and kind of predict the future, but what I love to do is being able to help people create their future. Now, again, with spell work, a lot of people ask, what are the differences between manifestation? What are the differences between positive affirmations and spell work, or again, manifestation and spell work, or the law of attraction and spell work, or the silver method and spell work? Witches are the originators behind all of these things. So if you've ever manifested anything in your life, I don't care if it's been a cell phone or your dream home, for instance, you most likely have created some type of spell work throughout your life. Now, that doesn't mean that absolutely everybody is a witch. I do think there's kind of like a genetic code that makes this up, but I also do believe that everyone has the power to create magic, or some people call them miracles or manifestations in their life on a daily basis. You manifest even the bad things. So people can tend to kind of repeat things over and over in their brains, kind of like a mantra. And when you create a mantra out of anything, whether it be about being late to work, or it could be about making a certain situation happen, getting a concert ticket, or finding love, or even being afraid of not finding love, is almost is like a form of manifestation. And manifestation, law of attraction, any type of incantations, positive affirmations, meditation, witch doctors, and every other spiritualist, I believe, Reiki healing, psychic readings. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's a whole spiritual realm, and there's so many different categories that we fall under. But everything has definitely gotten its roots from witchcraft. It is the originator behind all things. I truly do believe that when it comes up to getting what you want, every single person has cast a spell in their life in some form or another, whether it be by prayer, again, by a mental or verbal mantra, or it even could be just by thinking about something and visualizing it. That is a certain way of casting a spell. Does that mean that you don't need tools? Sometimes you don't. Spells aren't necessarily always required to use certain tools such as crystals or candles or oils or roots or incantations. Sometimes it is just based off of the energy vibrations that you have and that you're putting out there into the universe. The universe is a very, very vast thing, and I think that there's so much we don't know out there, and I think that it's very small-minded to think that magic doesn't exist, and folklore or the occult or any type of mystical or magical situation is just kind of like, to be honest with you, people usually think it's bullshit. I will say you're wrong. I've seen it happen before my very eyes, and I think that one thing a lot of people have a problem with is like, I've come across people who've said like, I've done a spell and it didn't work, or I've hired someone to do a spell and it never came true, or something in that context. And usually always there's some type of negative or limiting belief in the back of that person's mind that is so strong and so deeply rooted in their psyche and their vibrations and their everyday life. They've gotten used to thinking that even without wanting to. It's like on autopilot. So that's your blockage. And when you want something really, really bad, especially when it comes up to a relationship, what you tend to do is you allow yourself to stay on autopilot. So you'll want it, but then in the back of your mind, you're like, well, I can't have it because this, that, or the other. I want to be with this person, but they've got commitment problems and it's never going to happen. I want to travel here, but it's just not going to, there's no possible way. You create this wall. And the idea behind magic is there are no limits. Nothing is impossible. The word, again, impossible, is possible. So at the end of the day, what people have to understand about magic and witchcraft is that it's not as scary as people think. I personally am a white magic witch. I don't practice a religion. I don't feel like I need to. I'm not Wiccan. I am not pagan. I have been doing this, again, my entire life. And I'd be a liar to say that I haven't come across a situation that's been too difficult to succeed in. I will say that, because there has been clients who just have really deep-rooted blockages where they don't really know how to overcome them, and to be honest with you, it's just, at the end of the day, not going to work. But that doesn't mean that things can't change for them. And then going into the positive situations, I have helped so many people. There are people from all over the world that have reunited with their lovers, that have achieved their goals in their career, whether it be for a certain educational situation to open up, or whether it be for a certain, just a path to open up for them to get what they want. Those situations definitely happen. The thing about witchcraft that I think most people need to comprehend is, again, it's not evil. It is not as taboo as people think, and I think the beautiful thing about 2022, and well, actually since 2020, a lot of people have been just getting so deeply into it. Like, there is the whole trend of witch talk, and there is the tarot talk, and TikTok really did open up a really big door for people in my industry and my line of work and with my abilities and my gifts. Not everyone's the same. So that's another topic that I'd like to kind of really touch base on. Everybody has their own form of the craft. Witchcraft is what you want it to be. Again, that's why there's so many different like levels to this. So that's why there are different things such as psychic readers and spiritual healers and spiritual advisors and Reiki healers and energy workers and light workers. If you've ever kind of dug deep into that rabbit hole of spirituality, you'll find there are so many different versions of this. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to it is witchcraft. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more, please go ahead and click that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below and tell me what your thoughts are. Now, I can't promise that I'll read any of your negative comments. Go ahead and leave them though. But if you have any positive, lighthearted questions you would like to ask, go ahead and ask them. I'd also like to take a little minute to go ahead and do a quick reading and kind of touch base on what's going on in your love life. So to make it a little bit more tailored and not so general, we're going to touch base on some of the readings regarding certain zodiac signs. So we're going to go and start with Capricorn, and we're going to ask a question about what you need to know, Capricorn, and then work our way out. Okay, so if you'd like to see that video regarding love readings, regarding all zodiac signs, go ahead and click that like button, subscribe, hit that bell, and go ahead and comment your zodiac sign down below so we could read for you. Have a wonderful and blessed day. I'll see you soon.